why this has been happening to me, but recently I've been waking up in the mornings and questioning what I'm doing in my life. And it's kind of hard because this is the first time in my life that I don't actually have a physical, tangible plan. But I also set myself up that way because I realized that my whole life I've been on such a tight-knit plan that I didn't even have time to emotionally see if I was happy. And since I was just a kid and my brain was still developing, I picked up on things that you learn when you're young. So if you've learned to not prioritize things like yourself and your own happiness, then obviously where are you going to learn that from, right? So I'm just in the process of unlearning all of these unhealthy habits that I really truly do not want to take with me for the rest of my life. But in doing so, it is very hard. Like everything is a little bit blurry and confusing, and I feel kind of alone, and there's almost no guidance on a spiritual journey because I feel like that's what I've embarked on. But at the same time, I'm still a human and I still have to like do human things on this planet. Strange. It's also interesting that I am questioning these things when the new year is about to come and the old year is about to end. So maybe it's just a recycling of my emotions before the new year starts so that I am in good energy and alignment for the new year. But do I know anything? No. I literally know nothing and no one does. That's the thing. So anyways, I'm gonna clean my room and you guys get to see the satisfaction in ×4 speed. Let's get it. This is my attempt at getting out of a bad mental health day. As you can see, I am rigorously cleaning my room, which is actually proven to be a good scientific, well, science has proven this. It's kind of a good thing to do. You know, they say like clean room, clean mind, whatever. So this is me doing it, but I'm kind of forcing myself to clean my room, but I think it kind of helped a little bit, but it also didn't really do shit. Okay guys, here's the deal. Today is not the best mental health day for me at all. And instead of going into my spiraling cycle of constantly crying, constantly biting my lip, literally I've been biting my lower lip all morning without even knowing it, and then now it's hurting anyways. And instead of just focusing on all the things that have gone wrong in my life till this very point, I'm gonna put on some makeup and talk to you guys about stuff. It's hard to exist sometimes. I am very grateful to be existing as a healthy human being, although I am a little sick right now. I'll shut the fuck up. Because of my spiritual awakening, I feel like I'm going through it so accelerated that I don't understand anything, and I have to do this alone. On one spiritual journey, you do have to do things alone because you can only get guided and get support up until a certain point, but then you need to go through all your demons by yourself. Also, damn, I really can't talk while I'm doing my makeup. Just kidding, it's just the liner. And another thing I'm noticing, like the more spiritual I'm getting, the more stuff is coming up in my life that I didn't deal with. And I'm not trying to make this video about me, but the best way for me to talk about these certain things is to compare it to my personal story so that you guys can relate. I had a rough childhood. I'm still living in a trigger household, but the only difference is that now I recognize these toxic traits that are around me. And so what's happening is I'm realizing and noticing today they're just coming up and screaming at me. My inner child is crying. Literally, I'm just crying. And I think this also goes to show that some days are like that. Like, I feel like a very bad mental health day is very good for the soul because that's the time where we're not able to actually mentally get other stuff done. Therefore, we must slow down because we literally have no choice because our eyes are flooding with tears and our bodies are just telling us no. And for me, it's a double whammy because I am sick. So I anyways have to halt on things that I need to do in my day-to-day. Plus, I'm having a bad mental health day. So I know that today my angels or whatever are just making me sit back and evaluate stuff. I know I'm intellectually up enough emotionally, at least, to understand that there's nothing that good that's gonna come out of just crying all the time. Like, crying is very, very healthy and it's very good, but you kind of have to be able to be strong enough to draw the line and then start to understand what's really happening. So for me right now, I've been sitting in this corner of my room and I tried to meditate twice. I randomly was just like getting really mad, like anger was pinning up, and so I started punching my pillow. I noticed that I need to get these emotions out of me. And so I grabbed my camera and I was like, yo, this is what I'd love to do. This is what's never gonna make me feel upset. And I know that a lot of people go through similar things. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. I just randomly feel like I should add freckles onto my face. Weird. And you know, usually I give advice because the advice that I give on my channel is advice that I am also seeking or taking and applying to my own life. But today is not so much advice. Today is more just me letting you know that it's okay to break down sometimes. And man, this spiritual journey stuff is hard. I used to be strong and I never used to cry, and I used to be fully just working and listening to other people and doing above and beyond what I'm paid for, and just always seeking approval and validation from everyone. That shit gets exhausting. This past year, I have fully broken away from that. Like, I have changed the trajectory of my life, which is also probably a reason why I'm overwhelmed and crying a lot, because it's almost like a death of the person who worked so hard but was not working in the right direction. Everything I worked towards wasn't aligned to me at all. So I don't know if this phase is a phase I'm going through where I am just meant to be a little bit lost and I'm meant to be a little bit confused, because if so, God help me. I have no direction right now, and at the same time, I don't mind it. This is the first time in my life where I actually don't mind not having a plan. That seems so wrong for me to say, but that's just literally how I feel. And then I start to get a little bit more practical because I'm a pretty practical bitch. So I'm like, okay girl, there's only so much of sitting around and chilling that you can do. But then I reel it back and I'm like, this is like time that I'm doing to like work on myself and meditate and figure out how I'm gonna get to what my goals are. And the fact that I feel guilty for that, I'm recognizing is something that I learned in childhood, which is a survival technique in which you just do what others are okay with you doing so that you are doing the right thing according to society, and then you're okay. But where is the time when I can do things for me? Isn't this life my life? Aren't I a soul just like everyone else? And I'm just like, okay, so now I'm just like, holy shit, what am I doing? And I sometimes wonder, am I the only one who thinks this way? So yeah, a bad mental health day can really make you question a lot of things that your subconscious is already questioning, or that your conscious has been questioning for a while, but you just haven't had the time to actually sit back and let those thoughts come up because they're painful. The only way to fully heal through something is to go through it and to feel your emotions. Whatever the fuck that means, like. Anyways, this is a very transparent bad mental health day documented with a spiritual twist. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sending you good vibes, and I always will send you guys good vibes. And I hope you guys have an amazing day.